Give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS whom I learned from. Shalom to the whole for elect, preaching his word in truth and sincerity. To you, ribs, to your sisters out there, learning silence and staying in order. Right? Here we see a picture of DC Young Boy. No, DC Young Fly. It's his name. I forgot the brother's name on the right hand side. That's his friend. Right? So somebody wrote DC Young Fly, Shalom. This is not a trend. This is in our blood. Give the Most High all the praise. Right? Didn't even say the name. So, dressing like this is not in our bloodline, for one, because an outfit is not in our bloodline. Two, we are wearing mixed fabrics. This is something we did. This is not something we did, right? Another thing, I don't know who these brothers is learning from, right? But he got the border of blue. The other person has no border of blue. If that's what you're trying to portray, you're doing it incorrectly, because these shirts look kind of Muslim to me, right? And this brother right here got his his lineup. The scriptures say to sustain from all appearance of evil, right? And getting lineups and rounding the corners of your beards is off, right? In fact, here it is. This is Leviticus 19:27. Ye shall not round the corners of your beards, neither shall thou mar the corners of thy head. So I'm not sure who they're learning from, but apparently this guy's missing his fringes. If he's gonna put the border of blue, right? He just looks like a whole Muslim. That's what he really looks like. And DC Young Fly, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these garments they got here. But if you're gonna put yourself out there, do it right. Right? So go to the book of 2 Peter's chapter 2. Start at verse 5. Salakia, chapter 1, verse 5. This is the NLT. Just to make my point a lot more clearer. It says, in view of all this, make every effort to respond to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's promise. Right? So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua promised us that that Abraham will be a father of many nations, whether we be scattered, right? Right? And he told us, basically to follow him. You know what I'm saying? So we could attain mercy. Right? So we get on his chariot so we don't taste the second death. Right? Because the kingdom was promised unto us. Right? So it says, in view of all this, make every effort to respond to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's promises, right? Because he told us to do things, in order to receive these promises without that second death, right? We're to respond responsibly. It says, supplement your faith with generous provision of moral excellence, right? And how do we supplement our faith with generous provision of moral excellence? It's to do exactly what he told us to do, right? Don't round the corners of your beard, Basically, you have to carry yourself to a point where the ministry is blameless. So if you're out there being a clown and doing things and breaking law, statutes, commandments like that publicly and being a fool, it's gonna make the ministry look bad. I don't know where the brother's learning from, but he has to do a couple of things a little differently. He says, in moral excellence with knowledge. See, you got to move a certain way, man. You got to move according to knowledge, right? And wisdom is the application of knowledge. You see? We'll go to Matthew 5. Matthew 5. Let's start at 11. It says, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake, right? Because at this point, when you're acting like a clown and you out there publicly, I mean, I know that's how he gets money. He's a comedian and stuff like that, man. But you're not gonna mix the two. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna be on camera making jokes and then professing to be an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be wise, man. You gotta pick a side. You either supply the ministry with funds, to be a helper, or you push this truth, one or the other. But he's on camera claiming to be an Israelite while doing stupid shit. To be honest with you, right? Breaking the law, statutes, commandments publicly, right? Like I said, I don't know who he's learning from, but he needs to be corrected, right? This is verse 15. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, it light unto all that are in the house, right? So the house would be the children of Israel. He's a public figure. So what he could do is, act accordingly so the ministry not be blameless and show, where he stands, what his moral compass is. You know what I mean? Which is the law, statutes, commandments. The law, statutes, commandments given unto Moses to the children of Israel, right? He should act accordingly. Verse 16, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven, right? You're making a mockery of the ministry when you're mixing these two in the sense that you're doing it, right? So let's go to Psalms 119 and 4. It says, thou hast commanded us to keep thy precepts diligently. Oh, that my ways were directed to keep thy statutes. Then shall I not be ashamed when I have respect unto all thy commandments. Right? So you have to give diligence on the precepts, man, to act accordingly. Right? Because this is how we project our light to the Gentiles, man, and to the other Israelites who are watching, man, that we are not a stumbling block. See, we have to act accordingly. So that is our goal, man, for the ministry not be blamed. We'll go back to 2 Peter's, verse 6. Well, let's read 5 again. In view of all this, make every respond to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's promises. Supplement your faith with generous provision of moral excellence, and moral excellence with knowledge, and knowledge with self-control, and self-control with patience, endurance, and patience, endurance with godliness. Right? This man is a public figure. He has to act accordingly. Right? I'm going to show you how he acts publicly.
Oh shit, about 1,000.
This is them too.
Shit, about 450. Oh shoot. 20 minutes. Right here. Oh yeah.